Level 1. The Fish. You're a first-time violent offender. You just stepped off the white bus at Pelican Bay. You keep your eyes glued to the concrete. You clutch your mesh bag of state-issued clothes. You hand over your lunch tray to the biggest guy at the table. You memorize the exact minute the guards do their tier walk. The guards control your breathing. The gang prospects test you. You have power over absolutely nobody. Your mother put $200 on your commissary books. You pay $50 a week in instant coffee and tuna just to keep your teeth. If you look a made member in the eye for too long, they view it as a challenge. That means a padlock and a sock to the back of your skull. That means eating through a straw for 6 months. The terror of the first night hits hard. You realize the guards won't stop a mainline stabbing. They just wait until you bleed out to clean the floor. The Aryan Brotherhood at San Quentin vets new arrivals within 24 hours for extortion or abuse. In here, weakness isn't a flaw, it's a dinner bell. If you can't survive, you check into PC, that makes you a victim forever. How do you stop bleeding? You ask the guy with the spiderweb tattoo for a job. This is level 2. Level 2, the prospect. You're tired of being prey. You told the cell block shot caller you're ready to put in work. You swallow balloons of black tar heroin in the visitation room. You hold the bloody shank after a tear stabbing. You pass tightly rolled notes between cell bars using a fishing line. You stand in front of the camera when the enforcers are beating a debtor. The soldiers treat you like a pack mule. You can finally intimidate the new arrivals. You have the gang's shadow, but no real protection yet. You smuggle in $1,000 worth of Suboxone strips. You keep exactly $0. You are paid in survival. If you get caught holding the weapon, you don't say a word. That means you take the new assault charge. That means 5 to 10 years added to your sentence. The agonizing physical reality of keystering contraband breaks you down entirely. You take the blame for older gang members and watch your release date completely vanish. The Mexican mafia makes prospects brutally attack strong rivals just to prove their absolute loyalty before they finally get patched. You don't own your body anymore. You are a biological stash box. Catching a case for someone else is your only real currency inside these concrete walls. Passing a kite across the dangerous cell block earns you a tiny scrap of respect from the vicious enforcers who run the yard. Your old life is dead. This violent cage is your entire universe now. Then one day, a rival blatantly disrespects your specific block. You don't hesitate. You step up immediately. You swing first. Welcome to Level 3. Level 3. The Soldier. You drew blood for the brand. You earned your ink. You carve weapons out of melted toothbrushes. You escort the tier rep. You collect weekly extortion taxes. You strip search the prospects to make sure they aren't holding out. Prospects fear you. Rivals respect your boundaries. Guards watch your hands. You get a $150 a week cut. It goes to a green dot card. If you miss a weapon during a shakedown, the guards find it. That means they toss your cell. That means 90 days in the SHU. Permanent gang tattoos guarantee you never get a legal job. The paranoia never ends. MS-13 requires spilling blood on a rival just to get fully patched. Putting in work permanently changes you. You survived by becoming the nightmare you used to fear. You prove you can handle the yard without losing your mind. The bosses notice. This is Level 4. Level 4, the tier rep. You survived 3 yard riots without folding. You speak for Cell Block C. You assign bunks to new arrivals to bypass racial integration rules. You approve or deny all drug sales. You negotiate boundaries on the recreation yard. You mediate violent disputes between your own soldiers. You command 40 armed soldiers. Guards negotiate with you. You answer only to the yard captain. Your tier moves $5,000 a month in contraband phones and drugs. You keep $1,200. If your soldiers attack a guard without permission, the warden orders a complete lockdown. That means no visits. That means you bleed money. Middle management in a concrete war zone is heavy. You order hits on men you've eaten meals with for 5 years. The Texas Syndicate strictly regulates drug usage among cell warriors to keep them ready for war. Calling shots is exhausting. Peace is just the 5 minutes you spend reloading. How do you move up? You order a murder without flinching. This is Level 5. Level 5, the Enforcer. You don't talk anymore. You are the gang's designated monster. You review smuggled paperwork to verify informants. You coordinate simultaneous hits across 3 cell blocks. You distribute the green light roster to the soldiers. You personally discipline tier reps who steal from the pot. Everyone on the yard avoids your gaze. Tier reps beg you for leniency. You answer only to the ultimate bosses. You pay for nothing inside. You receive a flat $3,000 a month tax sent to a secure outside account. If a hit gets sloppy and a guard gets clipped, the feds step in. That means the whole prison goes on high alert. That means the bosses put a bounty on your head. You lose your humanity. You orchestrate brutal stabbings in the showers while eating an apple. Checking out a rival means nothing. Riker's Bloods / anyone violating protocol, you aren't a man anymore. You are a weapon pointed at the yard. Then one night, the yard captain gets transferred. A power vacuum opens. You step in. Welcome to Level 6. Level 6, the Treasurer. You never touch a blade anymore. You control the mathematics of the yard. You launder extortion money through Cash App and untraceable prepaid cards. You bribe a dirty CO exactly $500 a pop to securely bring in burner phones. You meticulously track the massive debt ledgers hidden inside a hollowed-out Bible. You coordinate drone drops over the prison rec yard at 2 a.m. You completely control the vital lifeblood of the entire gang now. The ruthless killers need your hidden funds to survive the week. You are fully protected by the absolute highest ranks. You efficiently manage a staggering $100,000 a month shadow economy behind solid iron bars. You safely siphon $10,000 directly to your wife on the outside. If the guards toss your cell and miraculously find the hidden books, the money instantly stops. That means you immediately owe the ruthless cartel suppliers. That means your family is targeted for immediate execution. The dark reality is deeply disturbing. You deliberately extort the terrified, elderly mothers of rival gang members on the outside just to pay for their sons' brutal drug debts on the inside. The Black Guerrilla family effectively took over the Baltimore City Detention Center doing exactly this, making millions while controlling the corrupt guards. Bullets definitively win the yard, but dollars run the prison. The hidden money is flowing, the system works perfectly. Then, the loud piercing sirens sound. Level 7, the yard captain. The emergency alarm is blaring loudly. The massive yard is completely, terrifyingly silent. A rival gang just coordinated a massive hit on your top enforcer in the crowded cafeteria. It is absolute, total war. At exactly 12:05 p.m., the enforcer bleeds out on the cold linoleum. The terrified guards completely freeze. At 12:06 p.m., you make direct eye contact with your loyal tier reps. You nod once. The violent green light is officially on. At 12:08 p.m., 70 armed soldiers violently pull jagged bone crushers from their concealed waistbands. The devastating, bloody riot instantly begins. You rapidly use smuggled cell phones to expertly coordinate simultaneous retaliatory hits in other vulnerable cell blocks. Your loyal soldiers instantly deploy their pre-stashed titanium shanks. You wear heavy body armor made entirely from wet National Geographic magazines. Blood on the floor, sirens screaming, pepper spray in the air. You don't blink. You give the order. Kill them all. You aggressively risk a massive $200,000 a year illicit empire on this one frantic 10-minute battle. You confidently command a small, incredibly violent personal army. The panicked warden frantically brings in the heavily armed tactical riot team just for you. If you lose this brutal fight, your powerful gang entirely loses the highly lucrative drug trade for the entire maximum security prison. You will be relentlessly hunted down in absolutely every single active cell block. If you get caught leading the massive riot after hitting the yard, they will brutally isolate you completely. That means a permanent transfer to the horrifying ADX Florence Supermax facility. That means you literally never see the natural sun again. You are the undisputed king of a terrifying concrete hell. You violently win the bloody war. The state formally decides you are far too dangerous for the general population. They lock you in a dark box forever. Now this is Level 8. Level 8, the council member. You haven't seen the main yard in 5 years. You effectively run the entire state from solitary confinement. You send murder orders to the streets using micro-writing hidden deeply in legal mail. You negotiate bulk narcotic prices directly with Mexican cartel liaisons via compromised lawyers. You review the master gang roster for the entire state penitentiary system. You dictate complex peace treaties with heavily armed rival gang bosses from a tiny cold isolation cell. You control thousands of violent men across 10 different maximum security prisons. Wardens completely fear your massive influence. Street-level gang bosses answer only to you. Your personal cut is exactly $50,000 a month in cash. It gets safely laundered through legitimate front businesses like barbershops and trucking companies on the outside. If your highly paid corrupt lawyer suddenly flips to the FBI, they build a massive federal case. That means crushing RICO charges. That means they take your money, your power, and your life. The maddening psychological toll of constant 23-hour lockdown is absolute daily hell. You have millions of dollars. You have absolute power. But you constantly eat your meals next to a cold, stainless steel toilet. The Aryan Brotherhood Commission federal indictments revealed how a few men permanently off the main line ordered dozens of murders on the streets of California from maximum security. Your voice is a ghost that haunts the entire state. How do you reach the absolute pinnacle? You outlive everyone else. This is Level 9. Level 9, the boss. You are a living myth. You dictate the daily violence of 10,000 men. You completely control the prison gang massive national operations from the shadows. You strictly decide who lives and dies from the bloody streets of Los Angeles to the violent cell blocks of Rikers. You approve massive international drug deals. You loudly order the executions of high-ranking rivals. You communicate in complex written code that the FBI takes long months to crack. You are serving 3 consecutive life sentences without parole. You will inevitably die in a cage. You personally ordered the brutal deaths of 40 men. That long list includes your very best friend from childhood. Your wife left you 20 long years ago. Your only son is now in prison. He answers directly to your brutal soldiers. Severe paranoia consumes you. You trust absolutely no one. Every single meal could be easily poisoned. Every corrupt lawyer could be completely wired. You remember being that terrified fish? You remember clutching your mesh bag. You remember keeping your eyes glued to the concrete. You stay on the bloody throne until the feds successfully execute a massive RACO sweep, until an ambitious council member fatally poisons your food, or until you die of old age on a thin plastic mattress in a 6x9 cell. You started as a scared kid stepping off a white bus. Now you are a warlord in chains. This is the life you chose.